Hey everybody, happy Huddle Time. It's Monday and here we go again. Monday night, happy Huddle Time. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I know I had an amazing weekend. I hope yours was just unbelievable. Should I say happy Passover? And sure, very soon, happy Easter. So holidays are here. I can't believe it. The spring is actually here. So what are you doing? What are you planning for vacation for the next couple of weeks? I hope you're planning to have something really, really warm and nice, having a great dinner, have a great family get together. But you know what? Here we are, Huddle Time with Ronit. For any one of you who are just coming in, I just want to wish you happy spring. We have a great guest today, really very special day today and a very special episode today. Today is the year anniversary of Huddle Time. Can you believe it? 1 year of Huddle Time. And in our very first guest is going to be on our 50th, which is today, Huddle Time, 50th episode. So celebration, you guys would ever, for everybody who come and join us, support us, and came in between, a year. Thank you for coming, because I'm really, really grateful for all of that, for all the things from going through pandemic to look at us right now and look at you where you are. So humble, and I'm so honored and honor you for actually being here, listening and learning. We had an amazing education year. Don't you agree? Well, here's the deal. There's a couple of great news that I want to share with you. First of all, I want to share with you that Americans Beauty Show, our sponsor, our partners have launched the most incredible membership, which includes so many great things, including an amazing event that is coming up in September. You don't want to miss it, and there's nothing like having the membership to Americans Beauty Show. We've got so many things. First of all, we are live. We have on-demand learning, and what learning platform? Ridiculous. We have virtual events nonstop. You have me at Huddle Time. We have education going on, all many kinds of events that you guys get to have a lot of, great tickets for that. We have Marketplace is alive, and right now the promotion is like free shipping. You don't want to miss it. So go into our americasbeautyshow.com and sign in, get a membership. You're not going to lose anything by that. You're only going to win amazing benefits. So go there. I just read through everything that the membership is offering. There's nothing like it in the market. So that's like the very first thing that I wanted to share with you. And of course, I want to share with you what's going on in Salon Cadence. We are growing. Salon Cadence Academy is growing. I want you to guys, if you want to, if you want to be coached by me, trained by me, I'm launching in May coaching session right here on Americans Beauty Show with Ronit, Q&A, everything you ever wanted to ask about how to run your business, or how to build your business, or how to become very profitable. We're going to talk about all of that. What does it take to take 4 to 6 weeks vacation a year? Well, let me tell you, you want to chime in and you want to learn. And if you have membership, that is all amazing. That is all, part of the membership. So you definitely don't want to lose that. We're going to talk about a lot of great things. But today, we have a very special guest that is part of who I am, part of my heart. She is really unique. She is top 5% most profitable salon and spas owners in the country. She won a couple of awards of Best Salon 200, and she's just so amazing. She accomplished so much in her life. But more than anything, she is the sweetest soul, my very good friend, and my very first guest on our show. So please let me welcome Anna Walsh. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Ronnie. Thank you for the amazing introduction.
Well, it's been a year, and I've been doing a lot of introduction. I'm learning how to do introduction, because God knows all my introduction were like, I was reading them. It's so hard to do an introduction. I tried the reading things, and I tried to do, the spontaneous things. But really what it is like you have to speak from the heart, because you just, it's the best thing. So yeah. So how you doing?
Good. I remember sitting here 1 year ago. I can't believe it. Like you can't believe that the lockdown was a year ago, but also, when you started Huddle Time, it was so amazing. And it's come such a long way. It's come such a long way. You're killing it. You're absolutely killing it. And you've had such amazing guests. And this is so cool. Thank you for inviting me back.
Oh my God. I couldn't think a better guest friend to have on the show, because every time I need something, I would call you first, like, hey, can you do this with me? Can you try this with me? Let me know how does it look. I just it's almost like when I look for support or motivation or anything that can uplift me, I always think of you. So thank you.
Oh, you're
always
welcome.
be there.
Yes, same here. I think of you too. That's why you get some wild texts from me sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I agree. Yeah, I feel the same way about you for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Anna, listen, you're going on vacation.
I can't believe I'm going on vacation. Amazing.
Now, is this the first vacation since the beginning?
I did. Yes, I did. I did go to I'm in Boston, so I did go to the Cape for a week over the summer, but I haven't. This is the first time getting on a plane since last February.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and where are we going?
We're going to Isla Mujeres in Mexico.
Oh my God. This is like I told you before, even this is one of my favorite places is Isla Mujeres.
Yes.
The island of the women.
Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to go there, and it's a quick 4-hour flight, so we're just going to do it.
Right. So you're going to be flying to Cancun, and then from there taking a shuttle.
Yes.
All the way to the island.
Yes.
I swear to God, one of the best ceviche I've ever eaten my whole entire life was on that island.
That's fantastic. I love ceviche, so I can't wait.
Amazing. So you actually take a boat into downtown. It's not really the downtown. It's like the village, and in the village you have just a lot of like tiki huts,
Mm-hmm.
and you got like a lot of stuff to shop. It's like almost it feels like a beach flea market with so many huts and tiki huts and great drinks and just mojitos everywhere and ceviche bars everywhere. Just amazing. So good.
I can't wait. Fresh guacamole, tequila, the whole thing. Yes, yeah. We're doing the whole thing.
So, hotel, where are we staying?
We are staying at the Excellence Resort.
Okay.
I've never stayed in one of those before, so it looks pretty amazing. I was reading reviews from people that were just there. Like they just posted, like 4 or 5 people just posted yesterday, and they had an incredible time, and they had like 5 stars everywhere. So we're excited for sure.
It's so funny because when I'm thinking on vacation, right, I always think to myself, should I take my computer with me? Should I take my iPad with me? Should I even grab a book? What should I do? And I take everything. Like I take everything with me, because you never know. You can get like a creative juice and do something. So what are you planning to do for, and you're going for 10 days.
Mm-hmm. I do the same thing. I'm like a 5-year-old. I pack everything. I pack cards, I pack games, I pack books, magazines, my computer. I just want to be able to do whatever I want to do. So I just bring it all.
Yeah.
My husband and I, we play cribbage. We'll play cribbage. We'll play some cards, read a little. Yeah.
I just learned this new game. The new game is Ninth. Did you ever hear about the cards game Ninth?
Mm-mm. No. It's good?
Well, I've been in Sarasota now for 3 months.
Yeah.
And everybody here just plays cards.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of cards.
Yeah. So I just, I learned this game called Ninth. It's a pretty cool game. It's simple and it's good. So definitely that. What else are you going to do?
We're going to go to the beach, tour the island a little, I don't know if we're going to do any excursions or anything like that. I know Chichen Itza is near there. We actually have some friends that are joining us in a couple of days.
Fun.
It'll be really fun to be with friends. We'll probably take a boat trip, whether we'll take like a fishing trip or like a sunset cruise. Maybe some hikes, kayaking.
Just do nothing.
Amazing.
I always take my yoga mat with me because I just feel like I always want to do yoga when I get to my vacation. And the biggest thing that I do is I work out like crazy when I go on vacation. Do you do the same thing?
I do the same thing. You're bringing a yoga mat's a good idea because it's always tough to like have all your equipment when you're there. But the yoga mat you can just have right in your room or on your balcony. Mm-hmm. That's actually a really good idea to bring. But yes, I love to work out on vacation because you don't have to be anywhere. It's not like I have to get to the gym at 7:00 in the morning. You're like, I'll have breakfast. I'll go do whatever. You kind of just make your way there. So it's, you have nowhere else to be. So whenever you get there, you get there. Or if you don't get there, then that's fine too.
Yeah, it's so nice, just even having just a really healthy meals, just like really good old fashioned of doing nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. This has been a crazy year. And even though, that it's been a crazy year, I feel like we also did a lot of relaxing this year. Like we really took this year into a whole different dimension. And if I may, I would like to celebrate.
Oh, I'm so glad you want to celebrate.
Our 50th episode, guys. It's been a year, 50th episode. If you're here, we're celebrating that you guys are all heroes, all warriors, and you managed to get through this bizarre year, right?
Yes.
Cheers. Now, cheers, my darling. So silver lining. What are the silver lining for this year, Anna? Right from now, a year ago, to here, to now, to today, what are the things that you will never do again?
Oh, this is a good question. Things I will never do again. Let's see. I will never work 7 days a week again.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm totally stumped on this one. What will I never do again?
It's funny. When I'm thinking about it, I asked Bill the other day, I said, Bill, do you think that when people are feeling really safe after most of us are going to get vaccinated, which I just did, on Thursday.
Congratulations.
Do you think people are going to go back to the same way it was before? People are going to travel the same. Are they, are they going to go right back into the grind? What do you think?
I really think it's kind of both. I think that there's going to be people that like can't wait to bust open the doors and just be with other people and feel normal and be in communities and be close to each other. And I cannot wait to hug people. This is what I keep telling everybody. Like I miss that the most. Like handshakes, hugs, like personal touch. Obviously we have personal touch in the salon, but it's at the end of their service when they want to hug you because they love their hair and you're like, I can't hug you. It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's totally the worst. So I feel like there are definitely people that I cannot wait to bust open the doors. And then I think that there's going to be definitely people that are going to take their time a little bit more. And, I really feel like it's just going to be a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think so too. I spoke to a friend of mine who's deep in corporate world. And for sure, I don't think it will ever be the same for corporate. I think that corporate has already completely cut down on travel. They're not going to be doing that. They actually encourage now to work out of home more. There's been a lot of really good learning from all of it. There's a lot of things that I don't think we need as much as we thought we needed in the back room. So, thinking about running a business, running a small business, all the things that we thought we always needed and all the things that we didn't do enough. And now it's an opportunity to actually do more. And speaking of it, what did you guys did this year or learn that to put, to integrate in your operation of the salon that maybe you didn't do before, that you're doing now?
I mean, a lot of things changed from last year. We went from opening 5 days to opening 7 days. So we learned from that experience that Sunday and Monday was such a busy day. I had, people love those days. I learned a lot that one of my most valued attributes that my team has is flexibility. So that was really powerful for me. They don't care as much about it. Well, in Mass we have state health insurance, but that's not what's important to them. Having health insurance or having those types of benefits I can have it, but it's not important to them. Flexibility is much more important to them.
Yeah.
So it makes me really happy to be able to accommodate that and know that that's something special for them. I spent a lot of time, just making sure people were just happy.
Yeah.
And kind of like dropped all the garbage and just really, how are you? Are you okay? What can I do to help? I think learning to be humble and be human was a big change.
I think that's huge what you just said. I think learning how to be vulnerable, because we are vulnerable, and be humble and have a lot more patience and come from love and compassion. Both you and I, we both know that if we were given a task, and no matter how hard it is, we would just go do it, no matter how hard it is. But there are some times that, it was really difficult to go through the times. You just didn't feel like doing it. You just felt like being a doormat and hibernate and stay in bed more and, not work as hard as we always used to be. I think that's my biggest takeaway this year is, I love traveling so much. I travel everywhere and I love, I used to travel from Seattle to Boston just to do hair, on a regular basis. And I just felt so nice that we didn't have to travel so much, we didn't have to go to conferences all the time. And it's okay if you don't do that. You actually take a step back and focus on really important things, I just felt like it was so healthy not to.
Yeah, it did force us to slow down a lot,
Yeah, and be more intentional, about like, hey, let's just pile in clients. Let's just pile in clients when you don't need to do it, because I feel like when you do that, you pile in clients, your quality goes down. You don't really give that amazing. I'm not even talking about experience. I'm talking even for doing a really great haircut or really doing great color. Just being with a person for a longer time. Maybe doing something really creative with the service itself. I just felt like this was an opportunity to get away from the quantity and really focus on quality.
Yes, I think that you're absolutely right on that, having the additional time and actually having the additional brain space to be able to think and tap into the creativity was amazing. We didn't, the quantity, like you said, wasn't exactly there. So you got to get creative. You got to figure it out. You got to make changes for people, even though, if they weren't going anywhere, it didn't really matter. People were really feeling stuck and, craving human attention and craving, wanting to look beautiful, just like always. So we were able to help them to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. So talking about that, we're thinking about you're taking 10 days vacation now. Have you planned already your next vacation, Anna?
Yes.
Okay, when? Where?
So it's in the summer. We're gonna go to the Cape again for another week. But yes, that will be the next one. I actually really love in the summertime. So my husband, he coaches football. So in the fall, it's busy. He's busy all through the fall, and then that leads us right into the holiday season. So that's a no-fly zone for me. and during the holidays, and then we're back to the winter again. So we usually love to go to Europe in the summer, but it's so hard to leave New England in the summer because it's so beautiful, and it's so short. What do we get? Like 8-10 weeks of like really gorgeous weather, and then it's fall again. So we've been doing the Cape now for a couple of years, and it's just stunning. Just so
I love the Cape in the summer. It's just such a unique place. It's so raw and old, and it's just like, it's like it almost reminds me of being in Hawaii.
Yeah,
it really does. Just that simple, and I love that.
And New England beaches are just really, really gorgeous.
Yeah.
Even I've been to beaches all over the world, Europe, California, and East Coast beaches are just so stunning. In Florida, gorgeous beaches in Florida.
They're beautiful beaches here. It's just like white sand, like huge turquoise water. I was playing in the water yesterday. We jumped, Gabby and Brandon came, and we just jumped into the water and played in the water. It was so amazing. I really do. I've been living in Boston for 25 years. And both Bill and I decided that that's it. We're going to be so remote. We're just going, this before even COVID, we just didn't want to have any limits. We just want to be able to just go visit the world, visit our friends, and chase the sun. And chase the sun. That's kind of like what we want to do. And I believe that if you create the life, if you know what you want in your life and how you want to live your life, I think you can reverse engineer pretty much everything for it. Create the wealth, create the mindset, even build a brick and mortar business that allows you to do all those things like you do.
I watch. I mean, I've been watching you the whole time. You and Bill really untethered yourself. You just completely took all the chains off and just did your own thing. It is so cool to watch it all happen. I'm sure it doesn't look as effortless. It looks more effortless than it really was, I'm sure.
It was scary.
It was challenging, but between the Airstream and traveling the country and stopping in different places and just completely just being like, and doing all the things that you do, doing Huddle Time, coaching Salon Cadence, and not having a specific home base is completely incredible.
Thank you. It's been incredible, really. It's so funny because doing what we're doing, going, on our road trip for 6 months, 6,000 miles, and we're about to embark that next 6,000 miles. But doing this it's quite amazing. You really think you need so much in life, and you become such a minimalistic. You really don't need a lot. You have to have the Wi-Fi, and you have to have a plan. And you have to be spontaneous and enjoy, I still get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I still work. I still, put an 8-hour day of work. But that's another thing that I've learned is you don't have to work 8 hours to be very productive. You really don't. Anna, that's like a big thing. Like, I was going to ask you something. I'm reading. I just wrote something here. I said, I put down to-do list, right? My first thing is to-do list. Every night I do my to-do list for the next day. And then in this to-do list, for the first time, I said to myself, what do I want to talk to Anna today? You're actually top in the top 2% most profitable salon and spa, most profitable business in the country. Okay. And I said to myself, what do I want to talk to Anna? And I said to myself, let me write down under my to-do list the topics that I wanted to talk to you about. And here's what came. Travel, fitness, eating right, work-life balance, priorities, profit first, and relationships. So I decided I'm going to do this. That's not a typical to-do list. Because when you and I started our coaching relationship, our to-do list looked different. All right. Sure. And this is our to-do list now. So I'm going to hit you with each and one of them. Okay. And as been in business now for 5 years, with all the accolades and the accomplishment, the hard time, the easy times. And we do have hard times as business owners. Sometimes we just want to take that hat and just throw it away and just jump into the deep water and just swim and not come back. many times. When I say the word to-do list, what does it mean to you these days?
You know, it's funny. I used to love a to-do list, and I used to love to check it off. I'm such a I'm not quite type A, but I love the feeling of accomplishing the tasks on my to-do list. I haven't wrote a to-do list in so long. I never write a to-do list anymore. I mean, unless it's I'm lying because I wrote I wanted to remember what to pack. Like I didn't want to forget some things, but
That's a pack list.
I don't make to-do lists anymore. You know, I kind of it's switched. You know, so I think I get my mind right and I do some version of something in the morning, like whether it's gratitude or whether it's journaling, whatever. I kind of try to identify what my body might need, because sometimes it needs journaling. Sometimes I need to vomit all over a page so that I can move on. And sometimes I need to bring myself back down to earth when things seem difficult and just remember all of the blessings that I have. And sometimes that helps. But to-do lists, I don't do anymore. What does help me though is when I'm feeling like I didn't do enough or the day wasn't long enough, I write down my accomplishments, and that feels a ton better than a to-do list.
Wow. So you write down accomplishments when you feel, when do you do them? Do you do them at the end of the week or?
I do them at night. It might not necessarily be every night, and it doesn't always have to even be at night, but when I get to the point where I feel gridlocked and I feel like I didn't do it. I thought I was going to do this. I had all these things planned for my day and I didn't do them. And, and I start to get crazy, I didn't, maybe I wasn't productive enough, or maybe I didn't. And then I just say, okay, let's write down what you actually did accomplish today. And then you're the list is this long and you're oh, I did actually do a lot. I mean, even if you didn't, even if the biggest thing that you did was one thing, it's at the end of the day, it's a relief that you did, for me, that I did much better than I thought I did. And I'm sure just like a lot of business owners, I'm my own worst enemy with things like that. You always feel like you're not doing enough or not.
Fear, all that mumbo jumbo going on, and there's really was never an elephant in the room, but we thought there was an elephant in the room.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So when I find my brain doing that, and I find myself thinking, oh, I'm not doing this enough, or oh, maybe I haven't heard from this person, and oh, so-and-so didn't say hi to me today when I walked in. I wonder if she's upset with me. And, you get all this crazy. And I stop myself and I just will say, Anna, you just wrote that whole story. None of that happened. You wrote the whole story yourself. And just, that's not even reality. And it completely, all of the things that are floating in the air that you think mean something, they just kind of just fall to the floor, and then it's not there anymore. I think sometimes with the elephant in the room, like you're saying, you can be your own worst enemy, creating things that don't really exist. You never know what's going on in someone else's life or what someone else is thinking. And if I do think something, I can't hang on to it all day. If I'm sure that something's up, I have to talk to somebody. And figure out, what's going on. It might be nothing. It might be, they didn't sleep the night before or something like that. But I have to address it right away.
Yeah, we all do it. Just the other day, I imagined to myself, I have two elephants in the room. and I was just, it brought me down on every aspect of my day. I couldn't run, I couldn't exercise. My brain was just going nuts about things that are probably not true at all. And it's amazing how we let our brain really fool us where there's nothing there. Or, like you said, what if it's not true? What if it's somebody's really, if you think about somebody did not show up or didn't know you, and you think that it was because they didn't want to talk to us, but in actuality, maybe that person just, their phone is broken, or there was no service, or they just needed a break. Needed a break. It's amazing. So what do you do? What do you do to conquer the brain noise?
From exercise helps me with the brain noise. Whether it's a walk or yoga or a bike ride or a run or lifting weights, getting myself out of my head for half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever, that makes a huge difference for me and helps me gain perspective. And also it gets rid of that, like the junk and the jitters and like the additional kind of stress or anxiety you might be hanging on to. So then usually after that, I have a much, much clearer head. And then I can really stop and be like, wait, did that person really not say hi to, and I'll just kind of be like, hey, Ronit, I saw you this morning and I said hi, you didn't say hi back. And you're like, oh my God, I was totally like, I had this formula in my head and I didn't want to forget it and I had to write it down. I didn't even see you. And I'm like, okay, I'm going back downstairs. I'm going to go mind my own business and you have a great day.
Yeah. I think if we can be more forgiving, like you said, just breathe. I love running. I love biking. If we can just exercise on a consistent level, that would be awesome. That's the one thing that I was not great this year. When you travel, I think I put on my C19. All right. Like literally put C19. So that's my challenge for the next 3 months. How do I get rid of C19? But you're right. It's just puts you in a whole different place when you exercise. So even 20 minutes, right? 20 minutes, go for a walk or go for a run, listen to meditation, some good music. That's basically what it means. Okay, Anna, eating right. What does that mean to you?
That's another. Those are my ones that I always do. All of the mindset stuff I try really hard and I fall off and get back on. But eating right, I would say 80% of the 80-20. I think that's healthy because you have to indulge sometimes. And I like to have adult beverages. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
I do.
I'm not willing to give up my adult beverages. So I meal prep. I belong to some like subscriptions that deliver healthy meals. So I just bring it for lunch. I don't have to think about it. You know what? I'm very lucky because I could eat the same thing every day and not care.
Yeah.
So I make a lot of like the same. My husband doesn't care. My husband thinks I'm this phenomenal cook and I can't even cook it all. But so I know ahead of time like what I'm eating every day for breakfast, what I'm eating every day for lunch. Dinner is super easy, and then that's something that's another one because that feeds my brain. Like,
I'm interested. You're not vegan. You're not vegetarian.
No.
You're not keto. You're not paleo. But you do have your very strict meals. And how do you keep energy, and how do you keep healthy with food? What do you think are a really good principle to go by?
I guess if you would have put me in any category, I'd be more on the paleo side. Clean. I just try to eat very clean. So, I don't, even though I'm Italian and I love pasta, I don't even have it in the house. I'm also somebody who cannot moderate. Like I envy those people that can have like
a little bit.
Handful of chips. There's no handful of chips. It's either no chips or the entire bag of chips. I don't have, so since I don't have, I know I don't have a moderation button. I have to just not have it here.
Yeah, you remove the temptation.
I remove it. So like I make a ton of hard-boiled eggs. I make a ton of sweet potatoes. I might make a huge thing of tuna fish. I might, I'll make a huge batch of like turkey chili or chicken cacciatore, or I'll make big things of things. So I just throw it in the plate and go.
That is awesome. I mean, I remember coming for the very first time to do a coaching session with you in your salon, and you were offering me lunch, and it would be all clean. Hey, do you want a boiled egg? And here's little vegetables here and tuna here. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And I thought that was really great to have meal prepped. And now that we have all this subscription for, for meals, it makes life so much easier. So as a salon owner, as a business owner, as a wife, in just a busy entrepreneur, all those things we talked about are so vital to be a very successful business owner. Is there anything in those that you're thinking about? Like, let's say if you look back, what are the new habits or new things that you needed to do in order to take yourself to that top 2%?
I had to, as much as I didn't want to, I had to schedule it. I really didn't want to schedule it. I didn't want to be on a schedule. I didn't want to be on a regimen, but it really did help me. I have, and then because I don't know if this happens to you, Ronit, but sometimes I'm in the middle of the day and I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing?
Right.
Because I don't have a to-do list anymore, right? So I'm like, right. Okay, I finished doing my financials. Now what am I supposed to do? And I go to my calendar and I'm like, oh, right. Yes. Now I have to do this.
Yeah.
One thing that's a little bit, I don't have children. So that is one worry that I don't have to have. But for me, I like to make sure that all of my relationships, I think that no matter if it's your relationship at work or it's relationship with your family or relationship with your friends or relationship with your husband, you have to be, each person on either side has to be putting in 100% or it doesn't work. So you don't want to be going to work thinking that you only put 50% or 0% or whatever percent somewhere else. So it's kind of taking care of each of those relationships during your non-work time helps you go to work not thinking about it.
Absolutely.
You don't bring that to work with you.
Yeah.
And we have we kind of have a salon tradition or ritual where we have, a spot where we put our home hat off and our salon hat on, and then vice versa. So you don't have to take your work home. That's very different from being a hairstylist, because I've been a hairstylist for 16, I think, years now. And one of my favorite things about being a hairstylist was there wasn't anything on your desk at the end of the day, unless maybe you knew you had a reservice. But you finish your last client, it's done, right? It's over. And the next day is brand new. Every head is different. You haven't seen them in however many weeks. You get to be so. And now there is stuff on the desk. There is stuff that you have. So, but you have to turn it off at a certain time because you could just go forever.
Yeah.
So I have like an 8 o'clock shut off. Done. Yeah. Hang out with your husband. It's over. Yes. Yeah. Husband, friends, family. There's a shut off time.
Have to have those boundaries. I feel like that boundaries are so important. And both of us agree that scheduling in things like, if you don't schedule vacations, if you don't schedule workout, if you don't schedule meetings. If you don't schedule, then you're going to lose a lot of time and you become very efficient and things will never happen. And of course, you have to have boundaries. Do you feel that, there used to be times that I always thought that that I needed to work more, that, that if I'm not going to be here for one day or for 1 week at the salon, something is going to go down and it's not going to be good. I always thought that if I'm not there, the world is not going to exist. And the ego went like a major field trip, right? And the funny thing is, you're wrong, because the world is done well without you. Why wouldn't it do better without you now?
It's true. It's true for sure.
So you're going away for 10 days. Are you worried about anything at work?
No. Nope. When I opened my salon 5 years ago, travel was very important to me. Vacation was very important to me, time off. And I kind of had an agreement in my own mind, and I thought, I'm not going to do this if I can't go on vacation. And I'm very lucky. I have an amazing team. I have a really, truly amazing team. They raise me up more than they even know. But I know I never worry. I never worry about leaving them. And I kind of, barring anything major, they don't bother me. They don't call. They just, I just let it happen.
And the ultimate testimonial to a true success, I believe, that you can actually walk away and you can take 6 weeks. If you needed to take 6 weeks, if you needed to every 3 months take two weeks off, I believe that you believe that you can do the same thing in your company. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Yeah. I think it would probably be hard, but I think that I think I could. I think for sure I could.
Yeah. So in order to get to that point, for anybody who is listening, whether you're in a small salon or a large salon, what would you say the 3 most important thing to do in order to get to that place where you can make the company work for your dreams as well?
You have to make sure that your finances are in order, I would say, is number 1. I do the Profit First, so that has been a huge lifesaver and relief for me. So I don't worry about my finances. You have to have a team that you trust, and you trust that will work on your behalf, whether you're there or you're not there. They're the same one way or the other. So I think you have to trust your staff. And I think the other part is just, for me, I think to myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like I said, barring something completely that you're not expecting. But and once you are okay with the one thing or what the worst thing that can happen, and you're like, okay, that's fine. The worst thing that happens is, a client got upset or whatever. If that's you can't, then it's fine. You can go. Give yourself the okay to go. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. I love listening to it, because I remember those days when we all are worried and thinking that we cannot leave work and do all those things. But at the end of the day, if you run a company that has more than 3 staff members, you kind of want to develop a company that can almost run itself, and not rely or depend on your income or depend on your time being there. So I congratulate you, Anna, for that, because I think you developed that, and I think you got there. And it takes a lot of balls, and we don't have balls, so it takes a lot of other stuff. So
having some balls helps. It really does help. But you know what else I learned in this past year too, is that you really have to empower your team and trust them to do it, that to do a good job. So, some of the things I learned this year that I was very surprised about is including the team and giving them responsibility beyond what they were expecting was really powerful and big. Empowering the team was really big.
Yeah, totally agree. I think you just hit the right point, the right touch point. I think that's when you empower more and more. I'll never forget my mother told me when I had Gabby. I was 24 years old when I had my first girl, Gabby. And she came obviously to the birth. She was actually in the room with Bill. I mean, I was cursing like you would not believe. And but at the end of the day, she stayed with us for 1 month. My mom was there for everything, and I couldn't do anything without her. But she said to me right from the beginning, you're going to have to empower Bill not to be afraid to hold the baby. And just let him do whatever he wants to do, because if you're not going to empower him to do that, then he will never feel comfortable to do that. And then the job becomes yours forever. So if you want to share the load, good and bad, you got to empower and let go. That's the only way to scale. That's the only way to grow. So that stuck with me. You know how something stuck with you for 30 years, for 40 years, for 50 years. That was my model, always running a business. It's like, I'm going to share the load, good or bad. Delegate. Talking about delegation, what's your favorite thing to delegate?
Let's see. When I have ideas and projects, for example, we just started an e-commerce site, and I thought that I'd love to have like a boutique, and I thought that I would have to have my hands on it the whole time, and I just passed it off. And they did a way better job than me. Than I would have done, and they enjoyed it. For me, it would have felt a little different, but so I think passing off projects that are important to the growth of the company and aren't just like a task and aren't just kind of like fluff, but actually something that that is needed and valued. Passing those things off, and again, and I just learned this recently, have been like just really, really amazing. First of all, it's a huge relief and a huge weight off my shoulders, but to see how happy they are to perform this task and show, their ideas on something it's very rewarding.
Amazing. I just think, wow. I think just those are the simple things. Those are the simple things that create the trust. And
I thought that to do a good job, I had to do everything, and I thought that that's what the team would have wanted or expected from me as like the leader of the group, or the, whatever leader, mother, whatever, I thought that if I wasn't doing it all, then I wasn't doing a good job, but it was not, that was completely untrue.
Yeah.
And
no.
They knew that. Sometimes if you listen, you learn something, right? So they knew that. They knew that for me to be a great leader, I had to delegate, and they were happy to do it. They would rather not be sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah. Becoming a delegation master is freedom. That's just the bottom line. Well,
but I'm learning.
Yeah, well, it's a never ending, right? So instead of hugging everything, you're just unhugging. So we went through Anna's to-do list, which is travel, fitness, eating right, work-life balance, boundaries and priorities. We talked about profit first. Let's talk about a little bit about relationships.
Okay.
So what do you think in the business that we are, looking into the future of the salon of the future? I know you're looking for a larger space. I know you're going to expand. I know you just started the e-commerce, but I want to talk about the essence of the future consumer, the future of our clients. You've probably have seen the consumer evolve in a whole different way. You've been watching since the pandemic, during the pandemic, and now that they're starting to come out. It's probably a whole different relationship. What do you think you need to do, and all of us out there need to do to win this game?
I think, first of all, you just need to meet people where they are. You know, if somebody is going full steam ahead and trying to get to normal as fast as humanly possible, then okay, let's do it. And then, you know, if you have people that are like, this is the first place I've gone in a year and I'm totally petrified and I don't know how to act, I don't know how to feel, you know, okay, let's take it back. You know what I mean? What can I do to make this a meaningful and successful experience for you moving forward? I think going back to what we were saying in the beginning about how I feel there's both types of people, I think, you know, when I'm thinking about my next space, okay. So I do have there's people that really love the private experience and being kind of shielded from other people or in their own personal space. And then there's the other people that are craving socialization. So I'm thinking about, when I'm looking at spaces, how can I divide? Can I do that? Can I divide it? Can I make some pods and some communal areas? Like how could I break it up so that I could do both, kind of serve both purposes? And it's been interesting. I looked at a space the other day and I was like, okay, like, you know, like how could this work? You know, my brain is processing it differently. And what other services? So that way they only have to go to one place. You know, what will the other services be like? How will how will the thought of what a front desk or a guest services, what is that going to look like? How can I change and be different and keep all of the things that I love so much about a hair salon and doing hair? Because I feel like it has to come from my heart and it has to be authentic.
Yeah.
And I remember wanting, before in high school or, you know, in college or whatever, just loving being in a hair salon and loving that environment. So that will be something that I will have to honor when I establish the next place, because it has to be authentic for me.
Absolutely. And I think your place is so authentic and so beautiful right now. I can't wait to see what's coming next. I would love to end this number 50 episode. We're celebrating number 50. We're celebrating a year. Anna was my first guest on Huddle Time. And it was so ancient that we even used ancient technology, right? But I would like to finish this on an amazing note. And that's about gratitude and feeling grateful. So what are you grateful for these days, Anna?
Health, my family's health, friends. I'm super grateful for my team, because we all held each other up. And on the times when I thought that I couldn't do it anymore, there was one of them or all of them that didn't even mean to, but did something. If they make me want to be better. So they helped me get out of bed. So I'm super grateful for them. And I'm very grateful for my community, such a amazing community of hairdressers and salon owners and small business owners that during this time have been so willing to share and lend a hand and support local, and kind of just really, doesn't matter like how stressed or hard you might have it, everybody found a way to kind of extend some love to somebody else. they got to dig. So I'm grateful for all the other small business owners that have been drudging through it as well. And I'm grateful for you, Ronit.
Oh,
very grateful for you.
I was waiting for that.
You're like, what is she going to say? She's grateful for me. Yes, I mean, you are such an inspiration. I don't know how you get it all done, and you do it with such vibrancy and love. It's truly, truly amazing.
Well, it's fun. I love it, and I love listening to you. I love learning. I think, if anything, I would say what I love the most is to learn. I'm a great student, and I just listen, and it's just awesome. It's same feeling, same gratitude, same. So for the name of love, right? So it's what gets us going, and we are in the business of beauty, and we are in the beauty industry of touching and hugging, and it's all going to come back, and it's coming back. So we're in a good place right now. So for everybody who came to see us at Huddle Time, we're going to continue, and we're going to do some amazing things. There's a lot coming on. Huddle Time will be at America's Beauty Show. We're going to have our own stage. We're going to do some really special things, and I just wanted to share Anna with you and learn as much as we can about gratitude, priority lists, to-do lists, and how we can all cherish each other and help each other. So, Anna, congratulations for being top 200, and congratulations for being able to do what you've been doing and being a top salon best salon in the country, top 2%. So
thank you, and congratulations to you and your Salon Cadence success and your 50th Huddle Time. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers to you, Ronit.
Cheers to us, Anna. And enjoy Mexico. It's going to be amazing.
I will. I'll share it all with you later. Thank you.
Well, listen, we're good. We don't even have to cut because we're just